good morning and welcome to Joy News Interactive here on the Joy News channel on DSTV channel 421 and Go TV channel 144 on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. We're Joy News on TV. This is Joy News Interactive. I am Peter Simidi. Thank you so much for your company. Do send us your WhatsApp messages on 050 909 050 909. We'll be talking about sanitation and what you as a citizen can do. Let's forget about the president, let's forget about government, let's forget about any policy maker. But you and I, the people who use the roads every day, the people who live in those houses every day, and the communities every day, what can we do as citizens in helping sanitation and curbing the sanitation menace? Now, when October 24th is mentioned in the halls of the United Nations, thoughts immediately gravitate towards the meaning of the UN. For this day represents UN Day, a day to consider the founding of the world body in 1945. This year's UN Day, the theme is Our Planet, Our Future. And that's why it is important that you are involved in this conversation. The UN continues its campaign to heighten awareness to the devastating consequences being thrust upon our planet through man's inability to heed the warning signs, especially as it pertains to climate change. The theme ties into Sustainable Development Goal 13, which is climate action. First, before I take your comments and I open the phone lines, Joy News editor Arva Kumson visited the UN offices in Ghana and came through with this report.
To go green is increasingly becoming important because of climate change and how it's affecting the way we live. Some organizations are going eco-friendly, and the UN and its agencies is not left out. Today, I'm here to find out what specific actions they are taking to ensure an eco-friendly environment. Join me. The decision to prioritize environmental conservation was born out of an appeal from the headquarters of the UN to its global offices to go green and do away with single-use plastics. Not surprising, as it features highly in its Agenda 2030 and Sustainable Development Goals of protecting the planet. Paolo Della Stella leads the environment and climate team at the UNDP here in Ghana.
At the office, one of the initiatives that we are currently doing is how we can gradually phase out the use of single-use plastic, like plastic bottles, for example. Many times you go to meetings and you see that every person has a small bottle. How, for example, among staff, can we encourage the use of reusable bottles, like the one that, for example, I'm using, so that they just use that one and they just need to fill it with the dispensers. Or also when we have meetings with outsider people, we can provide glasses or paper cups to do that.
But adopting eco-friendly practices didn't come easy initially to staff members.
When it comes to changing practices and behaviors, is not something that you can do overnight, and you can just tell staff overnight you cannot use single-use plastic anymore. You have to do it in a gradual process for people to feel comfortable in terms of what they are doing and in terms of changing their practices.
The reaction was not too much of the pushback type.
Hadiya Gariba is project engineer for the UN Office for Project Services, and she tells me the impact of their decision goes beyond staff.
Other measures we have adopted, when we have activities here in the office, we no more go for drinks in plastic bottles. Yes. We have an agreement with people who come in to give us service in terms of catering. So the caterer comes in with ceramic plates, with stainless steel cutleries. So we don't need to use disposable plates. We don't need to use disposable cutleries.
At each office I visited, I noticed the waste had been segregated with bins with clearly marked inscriptions such as general waste, plastic waste, and metal waste placed at vantage points.
This is for the plastic, this is for the paper, and then anything that we cannot recycle, we have the general waste. Okay. We also have for organic, like the food waste, but then we don't keep that in offices. We have it outside in some places, so people actually have to go and and throw the organic inside and then put into the general waste.
The UN has also reduced the number of their sport utility vehicles, or SUVs, to fuel-efficient saloon cars and installed eco-savers in all their air conditioners, reducing fuel and electricity consumption. Camille Sani is head of administration at UNICEF.
The immediate impact has to do with cost saving, means that we would have enough funds to channel it into delivering more results for our children and women. And then the second is, that is most important, to protect the environment for our future children.
As the UN Day is observed globally today, the organization has chosen a theme it believes will resonate with all: a clean environment for a healthy living, our collective responsibility. Hadiya reiterates why other organizations must follow in their steps and adopt eco-friendly practices.
Positive venture in terms of our livelihoods in the near future. Positive venture in terms of you reaping it, the benefit of it at the end of the day. Look at the practices we are going through. We are harvesting rainwater. So at the end of the month, we have to make payments to Ghana Water Company. We are reducing the cost of our water. We are using LED bulbs. At the end of the month, when we have to make payments to Electricity Company of Ghana, we are paying less because it's highly energy efficient.
The UN here in Ghana is showing the way, but it remains to be seen if other organizations will follow in their steps as authorities gear up efforts to make the country's cities clean. Araba Kumsin, Joy News, Accra.
All right, so like I stated earlier, we'll be opening the phone lines and the numbers will be on your screen shortly. And we're asking you, as a citizen, what is your role in this and how do you intend to keep your environment clean? What do you intend on doing to curb the sanitation menace? Also, you can go to our Facebook page. Also, you can dial 03022111691, 03022111692, and you can send us a WhatsApp message on 050-10-909. The number is 050-10-909. Send us and answer the question what citizens can do to keep the environment clean. But meantime, while we wait for your calls, you're welcome back from that breather. We're still talking sanitation and we're asking you as the citizen what you can do to keep your environment clean. What do you intend on doing to keep your environment clean? And let's take our first caller from Tamale. Good morning, Nuruddin.
Good morning, my dear.
How are you?
I'm fine. And you?
I'm okay, thank you.
I think that, we today as Ghanaians, I think we have lost our values. That has been one of the, reason why today is difficult for we to improve our sanitation.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when we were children, there used to be sanitary officers known as Sama Sama. I don't know. I believe you have heard of it before.
Yes, I have.
Yes. Today, I don't know what do they do. What role do they play? Are they still exist?
Mm-hmm.
People think that since Zoom Lion came into the system, these particular officers who used to be very effective when we were children, they used to say any time there is sanitary condition, what officers come in, people will be eager to clean, irrespective of where you are. You have to come out and clean. But today, when you come out to say, oh, they are to try and clean your environment, they'll tell you the Zoom Lion is there, and so are there.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, they are not working.
Yeah.
So I think that as a concerned citizen, it is good we go back and then revamp this our sanitary agency.
Okay.
Tamale here has where we speak. I think we have a school of hygiene.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what they train the students for. Don't know the kind of work they do.
But now here's the thing: you're talking about Zoom Line, you're talking about the Sama Sama, you're talking about School of Hygiene. But you, as Nuruddin, what are you doing? Nuruddin and family, what are you doing? Nuruddin and family and friends and colleagues, what are you doing? Because we've blamed the policymakers, the stakeholders enough. But as citizens, what are you doing?
Yeah, I think I said something earlier. I said we have lost the value of our cleaners in the sense that politicking has become one of the integral part of our society, and that is killing us so much. As an individual, in my own way, I think I clean my, but the issue is that how do we, advocate for others to do?
Yeah.
Unlike those days, where they'll say anytime that, like I said, when you get up, you say, they beat up a gongong. Tomorrow, sanitary officers are coming, and that everybody will be ready to do. But today, when you do that, because of nature, the political, polarization of the whole thing, it will be difficult. When you come out today, they will tell you it's NPP or NDC, and that is what is just killing us.
All right.
I remember when an opposition party was in power, though, they were trying to turn it to be like their own thing, and that kills us. And then NPP today, that thing is not there. So I think we have to look at it. We have to reorganize ourselves as a nation. So, both. Other than that, I see that we have just lost a lot because of politics.
All right. Thank you so much, Nuruddin, for that submission. Now, let me go to WhatsApp and see what you have been saying. This one says, as a citizen, I have decided to adopt the 3 R's in waste management: reduce, reuse, and recycle. And the person just deleted the message. Okay, that's fantastic. Let me see if I can get another comment on Facebook. Okay, so a message. This one says the government should let plastic product manufacturers and importers play a great role in cleaning the country, since over 70% of our garbage or filth is made of plastic. They should be compelled by law to play a major role in cleaning the country. It's just about behavior on the part of the citizens. All right. Okay, so we'll go to the line, but let's go back to where the gentleman who deleted his message says, as a citizen, I've decided to adopt the 3 R's in waste management: reduce, reuse, and recycle. Anytime I buy items or food, I don't ask for unnecessary packaging materials, which will end up as waste in my home. I have decided that I won't carry sachet water home, but rather refill my Voltic containers for use, okay? Things that I don't need, I give out to people who need them for reuse. Above all, I have a waste bin in my home where it is emptied weekly. And this one is from Isaac Bakuro in Wa. Let's go to Wale Wale now. Haruna, good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm also fine by His grace. I'm just excited with this your sanitation campaign, about the dry news sanitation campaign. I'm very excited about it. I'm an environmental health officer myself.
Okay.
And if you look at the issues in Ghana now, it's not about the policy makers that needed to be on board so that our sanitation issues will be okay. It is we ourselves as citizens. For instance, if you go to the market today to buy at least 3 different items in the market, by the time you finish buying these 3 different things, you'll be accumulated with a lot of waste you'll be sent home. So sending it home, how are you going to manage it yourself?
Yeah.
For instance, if you yourself are sending it home, right now you send it home, you don't even have dustbin. And then some of the houses, you just go, anytime you just release whatever you want, and then you say it's waste. So because it's waste, you just throw it away. I can quite remember a time we were watching a football match at a field. So a guy just bought your water and then just drink it and throw it away. Then I asked my friend, why are you throwing it away? Why can't you handle it yourself and go and put it at the back? Then he rather asked me what are the use of the Zoom Lion in the system or whatever. It isn't that. We just, as a Ghanaian, we have to change our attitudes in the homes. And then in changing this attitude, all of us have to be sanitation ambassadors so that we can educate each other, and then the country will be clean and safe for us as a people.
All right. Thank you so much, Haruna from Wale Wale, for that submission. Let me take some of your WhatsApp messages. This one says, to improve upon sanitation, Ghanaians must change their mentality. And this one says, okay, wow. As part of my quest to represent my electoral area in the Cape Coast Metropolitan Assembly as an assembly member, I have been moving from house to house to officially introduce myself and declare my intention to be good people of OK. All right, so households closer to the main refuse dam sites in the area poured out their hearts bitterly about the nature of the place. What my action, okay, my issue now is that yesterday evening I was there and someone had dropped his or her waste on the same floor we scooped the filth from while there's an empty container there. Like how? All right, the last thing he says is that I believe strongly that the only way sanitation can be improved is when our mindsets and attitudes as Ghanaians are changed. Hashtag filth is not good. Hashtag change our mindsets and attitude, and hashtag wrap your waste, own a dustbin. And another hashtag he drops is drop in a container and not on the floor. Now, yesterday, Sanitation Minister Cecilia Dapaha revealed her ministry in 2 weeks will release a report that ranks some 22 assemblies within the Greater Accra region. The key indicator for the assessment of the district assemblies will be based on sanitation, and she said this during her sanitation tour yesterday.
Your one house, one bin is not working. One house, one bin.
We should not cover the whole area.
You should.
We've done enough.
You should.
I'm
giving you up to the end of November.
Right.
We will write formally to you. Yeah, end of November. Whoever doesn't know, whoever doesn't do it, I'll break your leg. And you understand. We will not countenance that because it's good for everybody to have the bin at home. You pollute garbage and you pay for. Simple. I'm making your work easy. So let's go.
Okay, I see that you've been giving some deadlines to supply bins.
Yeah, sure.
That's for later. But all these things are later. You know, that's why we distributed the bins. So that we'll have this a ECOWAS transboundary highway. We should keep our site very clean. Why? That's why I said we should come here. And occasionally we should weed, you know, rainy season. You can plant small things.
Sanitation Minister there. Now let's take you to Facebook and see what you have been saying. The phone lines are still open. Add your voice to this conversation. Kofi Otobel says, it's a disgrace and an eyesore to have rubbish in such magnitude. The town council should prevent the market from operating in such filth. All right, Hunting Tools says they're paying Zoomline so much money for cleaning and maintaining sanitation in Ghana, but they only have their focus on East Legon and environs. And Charles Ekpa says, let's set up sanitation clubs in upper primary and JHS above. There should be a bi-weekly meetup in these clubs. These clubs should organize competitions, sporting activities. The younger generation will be psyched through this and keep their surroundings clean. Ben for Richmond says, with our attitude, Ghana cannot achieve anything good in sanitation. It will be so till thy kingdom come. Let's go to Tamale once again. Sadiq, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
We are quite well.
Okay, that's wonderful.
The only challenges are the sanitation challenges.
Yes, tell me more about it.
In fact, you know, the only solution is for us to make sure that we bar the use of plastic containers and the rest rubbish. If we don't do that, we will never succeed. Yeah. But the only thing worrying me, you know, somebody already told you about someone when we were children. How was it effective? And today it's not effective. Because those days we weren't even educated. Today, the worrying thing is that you will see somebody, if a university degree holder, after drinking water, would throw it out of the lorry, whether a car or passenger vehicle. They would throw it away. Then what do we need? Because those days we were telling people that when you educate the people, when you are educated, you have already acquired 60% sanitation. Because you know that you don't throw rabbits way anyhow and so on. But today, you will see educated person coming out to pour, even just behind the house, pour pieces and then and get inside, forgetting that flies will feed on it and come and fall in your food. They don't know. So for me, attitudinal changes that we need
is key.
And the corruption, if we don't change, some people even go around, collect rabbits, collect money, and then they will go and dump them in the gutter because they don't want to go to and then pay. These are all corruption. So when they say corruption kills, that's the problem we are facing. Without though the only thing, and we are not separating even the refuge. We don't separate them. They get dump ions and everything. They will dump every ions and rubbers together. If we were segregating them, then that would have even been easier for recycling.
All right,
so
thank you so much, Sadiq, for that. All right, let's take our last caller. Richard, good morning. Do we have Richard on the line?
Yeah, Richard.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm okay, thank you. Did we lose Richard? We lost Richard. Okay, so before we go to Russia, do we have Richard? No, we don't. All right, so let's take last comments on the sanitation thing, and then we can go to Russia quickly. This one says, hi, I'm Honorable Kamaldeen, and I think all the successful governments fail to provide the basic needs for the people across every district. And if they don't provide the right infrastructures for those markets, they'll continue to behave like that. Always, our district's assembly concept has failed due to lack of adherence of the rule. Now, Russia-Africa summit. Let's talk a little bit about that. Some pictures and videos have been trending. You know, let's see if we can get those pictures. All right, now President of Ghana, Nana Addo Akufo-Addo, President of South Africa, Cyril Ramaphosa, and President of Uganda, Yoweri Museveni were all spotted taking a nap. I mean, we need to understand running an African country must be very hard and exhausting. You know, corruption, sanitation, crime, stage capture, load shedding. I mean, it's a lot. So that's why they went all the way to Russia to take a nap in front of the whole world. I mean, it's a really sad thing. While you have been reacting to this, let's check out some of those posts. All right, so this one is of President Akufo-Addo. Sleeping there, and he says, okay, and President of South Africa, Cyril Ramaphosa, and the caption says, clueless xenophobic inciter, Cyril Ramaphosa of South Africa, snoring during the Russia-Africa summit. Okay, if we can slow down with the picture rolling so that we can get the comments there. This one is from, says dictator Museveni of Uganda, photographed fast asleep during the session of the Russia-Africa Summit and Economic Forum. All right, let's go to the next one. Akufo-Addo sleeps at Russia-Africa Summit 2019. Nana Abre, like he not be human. Ghana for. All right, Angazi Rafiki says, presidents following carefully yesterday's first Russia-Africa summit, hashtag Uganda, hashtag South Africa. All right, let's see if we can get another comment. So those are just pictures there. And this one, Francis Kennedy says, oh, I got news notification. I checked and it says Akufo-Addo sleeps at Russia-Africa Summit 2019. Really? When was that? I don't want to read anything. It won't reduce Kenke prices. And at Belinda says, your president travels to attend Russia-Africa summits in Russia, only to go and sleep. It's a sad thing. Our president is sleeping in Russia, or hashtag Ghana deserves better. All right, so on that note, I am going to take a actually, I'm not going to take a quick breather. I'm going to end the show here on the DSTV channel 4219, GoTV channel 144, on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We're joining you on TV. It's been such an awesome time giving you and talking about this whole sanitation menace, and I'm hoping that each and every one of us can take it upon ourselves to curb the menace. That's it for Joy News Interactive. Have yourselves an awesome day, and remember to catch me at 12:50 for Showbiz on Joy News Today.